Hanging baskets.
To you, maybe.
You're only 2
inches makes all the difference.
그리고 5cm 차이면 꽤 차이가 많이 나는 거긴 한데.
Okay, that is definitely.
Looks like a gemstone.
과일이 아니네? 원석이라는데요? 화분에 열린 열매는 단단하고 표면이 원석 같다. 화분의 토양은 색이 비정상적으로 푸르다.
Hanging baskets.
To you, maybe.
어떻게 광석이 자랐지?
Makes all the difference. It's glass.
Total
I
oxygen.
am not.
근데 지금까지는 방에 가면은 퍼즐이 꼭 하나씩 있었거든요?
Tools. Used
왜
by
이번엔
gardener
퍼즐이
garden.
없지?
Is that fruit?
Too shiny to be fruit. I think it's glowing a little too.
Safe to eat, do you think?
I'm gonna say no.
Is that fruit?
Too shiny to be
think
fruit.
it's-
I'm gonna say no.
이번엔 퍼즐이 없다.
All
Can
the
flowers be
anything can be.
Good to know.
얘랑 얘기해보죠.
Don't move. We're being watched.
누르니까 눈에서
Yeah, I see
빛났어.
him. He's a little too big to hide in the bushes. Is anyone going to say anything? Or shall we just stand around staring at each other?
Right. Sorry. Sorry.
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who
아,
are
셀리
you?
뒤에 숨었어?
Fitzfellow, the gardener.
Mm-hmm. And why are you so tall?
근데 얘도 펠로우 가문 사람인데? 왜 정원사지?
I don't know.
본인에 대해 더 얘기를 해봐요.
As the gardener.
I don't get paid to do it.
아,
My
그냥
area of
본인
interest.
취미구나.
What's the deal with the plants?
온실에서 식물 가꾸는 게.
Kinda weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of what? Poison?
It's
포이즌?
not poisonous. Not to you.
어?
What's
그러면
this got to do with
누군가에게는
The water
유해하다는
controls all
거잖아요.
life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Could you say that again, but
요약해서.
as if you were talking to a slightly stupid person?
Our lake water causes the
호수물을 예측할 수 없는 DNA 변형을 일으킨다? 아,
Sometimes.
가끔?
Alteration? Like mutation?
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just nature.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
No. I'm just the gardener.
아닌데 이게 뭔가 알고 있는 것 같은데? 그 물에 대해서?
I like Flora. I hope she's all right.
Do you think she had anything to do with the murder?
There's no way. She wouldn't willingly cause any additional suffering for anyone.
플로라가 생긴 거랑은 달리 애가 좀 착한가?
Felix is a contradiction. His loyalties are placed firmly within the realm of materialism, money, property. But his ego relies on an entirely fraudulent self-image, don't you think?
I was just about to say the same thing.
피피.
Fifi doesn't like me.
What did you do?
I'm not sure. If you find out, maybe you can let me know.
내가 알게 되면 알려줄게.
She questioned me,
About what?
my work, the plants, bit of everything.
Did she search the greenhouse?
No, she didn't.
You sure? Maybe she did it when you weren't in there.
No, she hasn't touched it.
How can you tell?
Trust me, I can tell.
모든 것의 위치를 정확히 기억하고
To
있는
me,
건가?
she'd come into the greenhouse when I was working, sometimes by herself, sometimes with Poppy. I think they were just bored at first. Eventually, they started asking questions.
About what?
Poppy wanted to learn about flowers. Freya, she used to ask me about
Oh.
the insects.
프레야는
Insects.
곤충에 대해 알고
One of my
싶었대.
jobs is to protect plants from things that might eat them. Freya brought me this little glass box, leaves and twigs inside.
작은
She'd
유리
say,
상자?
put all the troublemakers in there. Every day I'd put a handful of beetles and other things in the box. Then she'd come along and take it away. I didn't really understand her, but she was always kind.
얘는 그럼 그 곤충을 매일 가져가서 뭘
Have you
했지?
met this guy, Fitz? Shifty eyes, doesn't say a lot. Totally suspicious, if you ask me.
That's me.
Yeah, that's It was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, I see.
이것이 서양식 개그인가? 일단 얘한테는 이걸 보여주는 게 좋을 것 같아요.
Fitz, one of these drawings is of you in the
이게
rooftop
페넬로페
garden,
아닌가?
I think, with Poppy.
파피?
Are we done? Penelope knows about birds. You should ask her instead.
Actually, I wanted to
페넬로피가
ask you
파피일까?
about something. There's a plant mentioned on this page, see? Do you have any? In the greenhouse?
No, I don't grow that anymore. I've tried in the past. It's incredibly difficult, even for me. I could never get it to live more than a couple of weeks.
여기에 있는 식물이 되게 키우기가 힘들다는데?
Looks like someone doesn't want you to read that book.
That's the main thing making me want to read it.
This is a good example of how things work. I mix that soil here in the greenhouse. It's made with water from the lake.
And it makes the fruit grow all shiny and gemstony.
Sometimes, you never really know what's going to happen.
And what do you do with this shiny inedible fruit?
이거 가공해서 팔아도 될 것 같은데? 원석처럼
You ever
된대잖아요.
seen this before, Fitz?
No, but I don't normally go into Fifi's room.
That's not where we found it.
Oh, I just thought it looks like it belongs to her.
나도 딱 보기에 피피 것처럼
Did
생기긴
Freya draw
했어.
these?
Yeah. There's a note in the back, too.
She was even closer to Flora than I realized.
이거 찢어진
It's
사진.
Fifi and Freya.
Don't you think Poppy should be in the photo, too?
Maybe, maybe not. She doesn't really like crowds.
2 people isn't a crowd.
Right, but if she was in the photo, then it'd be 3.
Checkmate.
셋이면은 번잡스러운 거야?
That's quite sweet, really. Felix made that? Huh. It's an egg with feet.
It was locked, but we opened it, but it was empty.
Fun story. That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
파피의 것처럼 보인다.
That belongs to Poppy.
So, why is it up in Flora's tower?
I'm not sure. Paints are different to flowers.
I'd say so, yeah.
At any time, flowers can bloom with perfect, faultless colors. Red, blue, white. With paint, once you've tainted a color by mixing it with others, not even the most skilled painter can return it to its pure form. There's something off
어?
about this.
뭐가
What
빠졌다?
is it?
Why don't you take another look at Flora's room?
플로라의 방을 다시
You
한번
think we
살펴보래.
missed a clue up there?
Not exactly.
여기에 관련된 단서가 플로라
What
방에
do you
하나
think
있나 봐.
that is in Flora's hand?
I don't know. It does look like a knife, but Flora wasn't holding anything at all when I saw her after the murder. But there's something bothering
근데
me.
나 지금 플로라 방
Something
못 가지
else.
않아요?
What?
When we went into Flora's room, she wasn't standing in this position.
Well, she probably would have moved around a little bit by then.
She wasn't standing at all. She was kneeling on the floor.
바닥에 무릎을
How
꿇고 있었다?
odd.
프레야를 살리려고
It's
했던
of
걸까?
no
아니면
interest
프레야가
to me, but I
죽어서
overheard
충격을
Poppy and
받고
Freya talking about
무릎
it
꿇고
once.
있었던 건가?
What were they saying?
They were arguing about something, but I can't remember the details. Who gave you that information?
Well...
We don't actually know who it was.
어?
We were
그러네?
contacted anonymously.
I see.
사건을
And what happens if the
해결해달라고
person who
의뢰한
contacted
사람이
you
누군지
turns out to be
모르네.
the murderer?
I never thought about that.
Honestly, that would be kind of fun. Like a twist, you know?
Nice painting. Gives you a pretty good idea of the layout.
The lake looks like it forms a perfect circle around the island.
It might seem strange to you, but nature is quite capable of producing perfectly geometric forms.
And those
얘 되게
mountains
기하학이라는
with
단어를
things around
좋아하네.
the outside?
We don't know much about them. They're unscalable. Not even Freya could have gone up there.
What's that?
This painting, it's speculative. There are no photographs from this angle as far as I know.
So Freya just made it up.
Let's call it an informed
아, 직접
estimation.
보고 그린 게 아닌가 봐. 여기도 다 봤고 어제
I was
무엇
in my
했나?
greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens.
정원 잡초를
Didn't see
뽑으려
anyone
나왔다?
else. After that, I went up to the
그럼 얘는
garden outside my
맨날
room.
정원 돌보고 잡초 뽑고 그러고 사는 건가?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
진술. 최후 진술을
I
하십시오.
was up in the rooftop garden. It was quiet. And then
여기가 옥상
it
정원이에요?
wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human.
인간의 것이 아닌 소리가 들렸다?
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower.
아, 여기가
So
일자로
we went
연결돼
up there.
있구나.
We.
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room was locked. That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
You kicked the door down?
I did. Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back. Flora was there too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I thought that was odd. You don't normally see the two of them together. Felix took charge. There was nothing else I could do to help. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything. I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at me. I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so
아,
long.
둘이 원래
But
인터뷰하기로
when I
했었나
told her
보네.
about Freya, she fell silent.
끝? 다른 거를 구해와야 돼.
Fitz's room is unlocked. It's up in the fellow tower.
네,
Be interesting.
피츠 방을 가기 전에 플로라 방에서 내가 놓친 게 있다고 했거든요? 플로라 방도 가보자. 뭐가 빠진 게 있대.
Supposedly, Freya looks like
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
에? 뭐가 빠졌다 그랬는데?
Freya's painting supplies.
그것도 다 본 거고. 빠진 게 뭘까?
Freya's painting supplies.
아, 안 볼 거예요. 빠진 게 뭐지? 아, 이게
That's the
바닥에
only
있는
door
문이
in it.
아니라
Also,
Sure
피치가 문 발로 차고 들어올 때 그때 부서진
We're at the top
문이구나.
of the
I
tower.
think so.
Doesn't matter. It's nothing.
위에 뭔가 하나 더
We're
있어
at the
보여
top of
I
근데.
think so.
Doesn't matter. It's nothing.
그럼 일단 여기로 가보자. 피치의 방. 씨, 여기 뭐 감옥이야? 이거 퍼즐인가 보다.
Hello.
헬로.
Not hidden very well, is it?
Doesn't need to be.
자세히 봐. 이거 퍼즐이지 뭐 이건.
It's a combination lock.
결합 자물쇠다.
Sort of.
종이 조각을 다시 정렬해서 너가 이렇게 너가 일단 얘를 이쪽까지 올립시다. 여기까지 올리고 얘가 아하 이렇게다. 이렇게인 것 같은데 이렇게 됐죠? 요 모양. 에? 이렇게인가? 요렇게인가? 근데 만약에 요 모양이면 지금 이거일 수도 있고 이거일 수도 있고 그리고 일단 확실한 건 얘는 오! 저 둥근 나뭇잎 자체가 없어. 여기엔 있고 여기랑 여기밖에 없네? 잠깐만 얘도 모양이 다른데? 확실한 건 얘는 요건 확실한데? 이거 말고 다른 조합이 또 되나? 다른 조합이 될 것 같은데 이거? 하나 요거 얘인가? 아 얘다 얘 요거고 1, 3번은 된 거고 요게 요렇게 하나 또 되겠다. 요렇게 하면 물방울 모양 물방울 됐죠? 요거 하나 찍자.
Nothing.
Maybe if you move the paper.
아니야 찍어.
Still
I
locked.
think the lines drawn on the paper.
네, 오케이
That's done it.
요거죠.
Neat.
요것만 찍으면 돼. 요거 3개 맞아.
Anything in there?
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth.
천에
Hold on.
쌓여있는 게 뭔가 나왔다.
That's kind of ominous.
모종삽 피피랑 페넬로피 아니에요? 뭐야 둘이 왜 하트야? 둘 다 소년데? 뭐지?
It's a little handmade card. Inside it says, "To Fitz from PP."
피치가 피피에게 피피가 피치에게
That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but I think it would rather be outside.
너무 감성적인 거 아닙니까?
An empty glass. And
Looking at it is making.
why?
I don't know.
뭔가 이거는 거의 뭐
Doesn't
감옥에
look
갇혀있는
soft.
사람한테 사식 넣어주는 듯한 그런 모습인데?
Quit sulking. Not every room is going to be full of clues.
진짜
Oh,
방에
wow.
아무것도 없다.
It's a big empty space. Huh. Neither.
They're just decorative.
Oh, so decorative. Huh. Neither.
They're just decorative.
Oh, so decorative.
Quit sulking. Not every room is going to be full of clues.
It's locked.
I thought we were.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
손잡이에 뭐가 있대. 뚜껑을 밀어서 열 수 있다. 이거를 열고 이렇게인가? 이렇게 하고
Nothing. Still
The
locked.
tiles have all got that same sun symbol.
타일에
on
모두
them.
같은 태양 표식이 있어.
Those moon symbols in the slots.
Maybe they're connected, but
이렇게 넣을까요? 찹!
Nope. It's
maybe
not.
the information we need
So
is
where is it?
somewhere else.
우리한테 필요한 정보가 다른 데에 있을 수가 있대. 그럼 다른 데에서 힌트를 먹고 와야 되나? 이렇게 넣어볼까요?
You know, I think this might.
What? The whole thing?
Yeah, something. The duality of the sun and moon. you know?
태양과 달의 이중성?
Say so.
태양과 달의 이중성? 뭔 얘기지?
You
Didn't
know,
work. What? The whole
yeah, the duality of the sun
thing? If
and.
you say so.
이거는 나중에
Let's come
힌트를
back once
먹고
we
옵시다.
know what to do.
지금 힌트 없이 계속 찍는 건 좀 무의미하고 여기 온실까지 갔고 지금 2개인가 3개인가 남았죠. 얘가 페넬로페 아니에요?
Who plays the violin? I
It's
wonder?
pretty dust, so I'm guessing nobody.
Who plays the violin?
여기도
It's pretty
일단은
dust, so I'm guessing
퍼즐부터
nobody.
찾고
Are they?
그 다음에 얘기를 해보자.
Whatever they are, it's like a little parade of floating.
Are they?
Whatever they are, it's like a little parade of floating.
There's a faded.
When I was a kid, I never knew that.
You still don't know, do
No,
you?
벽화 모자이크 차이를
Whatever it
모른대.
is, it's playing a little.
well, it is. The music's got to practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
깨진 유리 조각들. 어? 동영상 뿔피리 쪽에 눈에 띄는 금이가 있다. 그럼 이것도 그게 뭐야? 플로라 탑에 있는 물감 병이랑 그 축음기 깨졌잖아요. 그거랑 연관이 있는 거 아니야?
Sheet music.
That's a lot of notes.
Probably why they're on the floor. Oh, whatever it is, it's
Well, it is
what's with all the broken glass.
네. 됐군요.
1 old,
Yep.
25,
Mhm.
4.
Yeah.
Am I the only one seeing the problem?
에? 뭐라고요?
1 old wooden bookcase,
하나의 낡은 책상.
25 dry old books,
Mm-hmm.
4.
Yeah.
그럼
Am I the only one seeing the
1254.
problem?
1254. 비번 아니야?
It's one of those big pianos.
Don't touch it.
Why not?
Might be haunted.
That's just.
What else would it be?
아니 나 이거를 보려고 한 건데?
That's just.
What else would it be?
That's just.
What else would it be?
왜 여기는 퍼즐이 없지?
It's a globe.
For globing. Who plays the
It's pretty. So I'm guessing nobody.
안 누른 거 있나요? 다 눌렀는데?
Alright, you-
Spooky murder mansion.
Spooky murder mansion. All right.
Spooky murder mansion.
Spooky murder mansion.
씨, 개 무섭게 생겼어.
Are you a ghost?
Sally, that's rude. Unless she is a ghost.
It may come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect.
얘가 페넬로페인 거
I
같은데?
know.
what's your name?
My name is Poppy.
아, 파피,
I'm a
파피, 파피.
painter and a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions about Freya.
I know.
파피가 피피인가?
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist. And 13 years of dedicated practice.
일단 본인에 대해 소개를 좀 해봐봐.
I'm just me. There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
My father is Percival Pointer. The professor spends most of his time hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends. We all turned 19 last year.
Do
그
people
셋이 되게
ever
친했다 그랬잖아요.
leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19,
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi, things are more complicated for
피피는
her.
떠나고 싶지
What
않았나
about
본데?
now?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer.
어제는 무엇을
3.5
했습니까?
hours of piano practice. Soon as I wake up.
3시간 반이나
As
연습해요?
always.
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
and you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in private.
What did you do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone.
아니 안 오면은 피피가 일로 와도 되잖아.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either
그
way.
정도 융통성도
So I
없습니까?
went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
달빛 정원. 아,
The little garden on the
달빛
roof
정원으로
outside.
가서 아까 그
Was it just you up
자물쇠
there?
따는 거
No.
퍼즐
Fitz
힌트 있나
came
봐야겠다.
outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about flowers.
So, did you talk to him?
Not really.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that.
얘가 보낸 거 아니에요? 피치한테 좋아한다고 그
Is that a gardening
편지
doll?
보냈잖아.
Yeah. I think it belongs to Fitz.
Really? Huh. Never seen him use it. Oh, you've been to the greenhouse? What did you think?
Impressive, I guess. But kind of unsettling with Fitz lurking in the shadows the whole time.
그늘진 곳을
Yeah.
쳐다본다?
He does that. Don't look at me. I didn't break it.
Does anybody else use the music room?
Yes. I don't know who, but I can tell when somebody else has touched the piano.
피아노는 안 만지고 저 뿔피리 조각상만
Did you
만지고
find
간
that in
건가?
Fifi's room?
No. Should we have?
No, it's just... It looks like something she'd use, don't you think? How sweet. Is that Fifi's diary? I'm sure I've seen it in her room before.
That's where we found it.
Have you ever read it? Do you know what's written in there?
Nope. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate me invading her privacy.
I thought you and Fifi were close friends.
Yeah, we are. It's just Fifi's gotten kinda impatient with me.
인내심이
recently.
없어졌다?
Do you know why?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure she'd tell you if you asked.
Oh, she would. She'd give it to me straight. Probably why I've been avoiding.
왜냐면 피피는 돌려 말하질 않고 팩트만 말하니까.
Hey, that's me. Not a bad likeness.
It looks like you're standing in a rose bush.
Is there something wrong with that?
얘가 피츠 좋아하는 것 같아.
This
아니
is a
뭐
photo
서로
of Fifi
좋아하든가.
and Freya, right?
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires
아니야 여기
Freya.
지금 한 명이 더 있거든요?
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable.
근데 확실한 건 얘는 아니야. 왜냐면 얘는 이 사진을 지금 보면은 여기에 스타킹이라고 해야 되나? 뭔가 무늬가 있거든요?
How
흰색,
come you're not
핑크색,
in it?
흰색, 핑크색
You're
이렇게.
friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires
이
Freya.
스타킹의 주인공을
Fifi's
찾아야 해.
loyalty to Freya is unshakable. Is that supposed to be Flora?
Possibly.
Oh, how nice. Whose paints are those?
They belong to Felix, I think.
What was inside?
Nothing.
Huh.
Does this belong to you, Pop?
이게 파피가 준 거라 그랬었거든요?
Now that's not really my style.
아닌가? 페넬로페가 줬다 그랬나?
But who else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody. It was my mother's originally.
So, why is it up in Flora's room?
She just gets the most use out of it. Freya would borrow it too sometimes. Why is the glass cracked down one side?
나도 이게
Natural
궁금해.
wear and tear,
지금 여기
maybe?
조각상도 금가
way.
있고
Freya took good care of her stuff. Freya would always load up the palette with all the exact colors she was gonna need. I think it helped her zone out and focus on the actual painting itself. Like getting all your sheet music lined up before playing a long piece.
Right. So the blob of black paint in the middle, that was for painting Flora?
근데 그 그림에 검정색이
Flora's
필요했나?
dress, yeah. She wears even more black than I do.
아 맞네. 드레스가
When I
깜장이구나.
first saw it, I thought it looked like Flora was holding a knife with blood on the tip.
You don't think that anymore?
No, it was a stupid thing to say. The room was dark. I was in shock. I'm just an idiot.
But it was blood on the tip. If you hadn't said anything, maybe Fifi wouldn't have checked.
Exactly. It's stupid.
But we would have missed out on an important clue.
Is it a clue? Really?
아니면
Tell me
함정인가?
how it's a clue. Tell me how it helps. Nothing about the knife makes any sense. It's just freaking everyone out. Wish I'd never said anything.
진짜 수사에 혼돈을 주기 위한
Do you think that's
함정일지도?
weird? That the letter isn't addressed to anyone or signed by anyone?
Someone's being deliberately secretive.
Or they're trying to manipulate you?
What do you make of the statue?
I know that's the only harp in the whole of Tangletawer. I've never actually seen a real one.
Maybe it's from before your time.
Oh, definitely. You see how old this statue is?
What about the symbols? One of them looks like piano keys.
Yeah, weird.
나 이게 잘 모르겠네.
There's something I noticed about Freya's knife wound.
Hit me.
프레아의 자상에 대해
From what
알아낸
we
게
could
있다.
tell, the blade went in at exact right
프레아의
angle,
몸에 수직으로 들어갔다고?
perpendicular to Freya's body. And there's only one small pool of blood. Nothing on Freya's hands or anywhere else. The whole thing is just a little too peaceful.
So there are two
자살인가?
families living in Tangletower?
Mm-hmm. 3 pointers and 5 fellows.
어떻게 수직으로 박히죠?
4.
내가 나 자신을 찌르면
What's the
수직으로 박힐 수
connection between
있는데
There isn't one.
다른 사람이
Not really.
찌르면
It was all
수직으로
built by the
박히는
Remington family.
거는 좀 힘들 것 같은데?
Flora is a
키가
Remington
완전히
original.
똑같아야 되나?
So
수직으로
was
박히려면?
Primrose, my mother. She married into the Pointers and Flora married into the Fellows.
So the fellows and the pointers own the house now?
Flora owns the house. Depending on who you ask, That means her husband Felix owns it too.
What about your father?
His claim over the house kind of fell apart after my mother left.
Where's your mother now?
No idea.
그냥 집을 나가셨나봐. 이제 2명만 더 만나면 되나봐요. 여기 9명이 끝이겠지? 너무 등장인물이 많아.
Tongues expel, unless within the mouth they dwell. The spoken word, unfit for dealing with the shifting form of feeling. Stand unblinking in the face of taciturn and soundless space.
플로라에 대한 감상을 이렇게 시적으로 표현하는 거야?
Foregone drifter, holding fast. Days as shadow seeker past. Is it bravery or surrender? Accepting that your world will render nothing darker than the gloom. Some four walls make round a room.
너무 시적 표현인데? 그냥 직설적으로 알려주시면 안 될까요?
Lips, a silver spoon, a story
입술 사이에 은색
all too
숟가락 이야기가
soon. The
쓰여졌다?
chosen dwelling of her heart, unjustly chosen to depart. Lost her liberation lays in the center of a
떠나기로
maze.
돼 있었다고요? 얘가 떠나기로 돼 있었다는데? 얘는 떠나기 싫다
Softly does the flower grow.
그랬었는데?
All in time, and time is slow. Rest a seed within the earth, but do not rush its gentle birth. Hour by hour, day by day, tune your heart to nature's way. Heart of head, but free of mind, unimprisoned, unconfined. With starry eyes, she sees beyond, behind our walls, beneath our pond. A soul untied, it's hers, it's free. Was then, is now.
근데 시 되게 잘 쓴다.
With surging tide, the waves are thrown, an entity of all its own.
엔티티?
But on its surface you may see, reflected in the
한 놈
waters
올라갑니다.
the orchestrator, pale and still, pulling strings, enacting will.
유언을 정하라는 게 뭐지?
That's me. On a list of murder suspects.
본인에 대한 얘기도 한번
Always
해봐.
thought that would be kind of cool, but it's just tedious.
Falls a little short, doesn't it?
이러면은 사람이랑 증거에 대한 건 다 물어봤고 최후
Fitz and I
진술
were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon.
피치랑 달빛 정원에
I heard
있었대요.
this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it, but I'm struggling. It was like something
금속 조각에
drilling
드릴을 박는
into
것
a piece
같았다?
of metal, but different, worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was
그래서 이제
answering.
피치가
I
이거를
knew Freya
뿌겠다
and
그랬어.
Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
그리고 여기에 플로라가 있었고
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying.
맞아 얘 혼자 울고
I
있었다
told her
그랬어.
what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry. I dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The three of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back
실험을
to my
마친 뒤
room.
다시 위로 올라갔다?
That's it?
That's it.
그 빨간색 물감이 혈액이라는 걸 실험했다 그랬잖아요. 아 근데 여기에 왜 퍼즐이 없지?
Alright. Poppy's bedroom is
I
unlocked.
wonder what's in
파피의
there.
방이 열렸다. 파피방 가기 전에
There's
달빛
something
정원을
about that diary
먼저 가죠?
found in Fifi's room. Something.
Let's ask her about it.
그래 그녀한테 물어보자. 근데 일단 나중에 정원부터 갑시다. 여기 여기가 아닌데 여기가 정원인가? 여기가 정원인 것 같은데? 여기는 여기 파피방이네?
Very Various handmade posters.
What do you think those symbols mean?
Hopefully, nothing.
여기는 퍼즐이 어디 있을까요? 여기 옷장?
Anything in the wardrobe?
Dresses mostly. I never realized there were so many shades of blue.
That is
I thought
뱀파이어.
vampires slept in
맞네?
vampire who needs firm support.
흔히
for their lower back.
뱀파이어나 서큐버스들이 이런 침대 쓰잖아요. 위에 뭐 치렁치렁 달려있는 거.
more handwritten sheet music.
There's a name. You know, these ones that stand up. Sheet music.
잠깐만.
Only a few notes.
Yeah, it's been framed though.
뭐야?
Must be important for some reason.
낱장 악보가 액자 속에 있다. 섬세하고 오래된 장식이 있다. 여기도 근데 장미가 있네? 하나, 둘, 셋. 하나, 둘. 5개. 3개. 여기도 아까 그거랑
A big
똑같은
glass
거
door
아니에요?
leads out into a garden.
There's a little mechanism by.
이것도 똑같네? 잠깐만. 아까 태양은 이렇게 달은 이렇게인가 있지 않았나?
Nothing. Still
All
locked.
4 tiles have a moon.
Those other symbols look like.
I think it is.
내 생각에 이렇게였나? 이렇게랑 딱 여기 3개, 여기 하나. 됐죠?
Something happened.
That must be it. And the door's still
I
locked.
still feel like we
됐다.
made some.
자, 왜 갔다 오자. 까먹기 전에. 야, 그러면 둘이 방이 이렇게 연결돼 있었네. 그럼 둘이 미래를 즐겼던 건가?
It's
이
locked.
녀석들
I
무서워.
thought we
We
were.
are.
What's that thing by the handle?
요렇게 있었죠?
It made a noise.
I guess that was right. Finally.
됐다.
Whatever's on the other
양쪽을
side.
다 열어야 갈 수가 있었나봐. 둘의 미래 장소였구만. 옥상 정원. 딱 걸렸어.
That's one big dragonfly.
큰 잠자리다.
Very small.
이거 장치 있어.
It's another little statue doing a
He's
really.
playing a lute this time.
He's also
Well,
wearing.
they're not part of the statue, and they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
헤드폰이 아니라 귀마개다. 동상의 머리에 귀마개가 쓰여져 있다? 여기에도 뭔가 중요한 게 있을 텐데. 늪지괴물.
It's a rose bush. Not part from.
The roses are bright
Now,
red.
aren't roses?
Exactly.
이거 아까
a
본
little
거고.
water.
It's making.
Wonder how it's hooked up.
다리?
Oh, good. I'm glad to know.
Not all bridges are that.
A little
Also-
pond.
It looks really. See those metal bars around the edges too?
그러네?
What are you supposed to
여기는
have
끊긴 것
for?
같은데?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
부순 후 고치지 않았다?
A little pond.
It looks. See those metal.
Yeah.
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered.
이게 어딘가로 연결돼 있는 거 아니야? 그래서 들어오지 못하게 떼창살로 막아놨었는데 부서져서 일로 들어온 거 아니야?
More egg statues.
I don't get it.
Well, either they have. Or the sculptor was just
What
really.
do you mean?
An egg has got to be the easiest shape to make.
Be careful. We're.
Yeah, we're on a roof.
여기도 알이 또 있는데요?
More egg statues.
I don't get it.
Well, either they. Or the sculptor
What
was
do you
just.
mean?
An egg has got to be the easiest shape. It's a 2-person
Now,
bench.
what makes it a two? It looks pretty standard.
It's so relaxing. I might just stay here.
Oh, shall I go finish?
That'd be great. It's so relaxing. I might just stay here.
여기는 별 그게 없나봐. 퍼즐이 없나봐.
More egg statues.
I don't get it.
Well, are the
그러면?
sculptor. An egg has got to be the easiest.
일로 해서
The door into Poppy's.
So only Poppy and Fitz can
Ah, I guess so.
일로 갑시다. 여기 이것도
It's a
퍼즐인가?
metronome for keeping
메트로놈.
time.
아, 이게 퍼즐인 것 같아.
It's ticking.
아?
Is it a bomb?
It's supposed to be ticking. Not sure what those symbols are though.
버튼을 써서 메트로놈 다이얼 4개가 모두 위로 가게 해라. 이러면 합쳐졌죠? 아니야. 일단 좀 합쳐야. 됐다. 되게 두 개로 됐어. 두 개로 바꿨어. 됐다. 이거 하나로 합쳐졌고. 안 돼! 안 돼, 안 돼, 안 돼, 안 돼. 이렇게 하면 되겠다. 됐죠?
I did it. What do I
Not
win?
bad.
이건 좀 쉽네. 그냥 막 누르면 되네.
Little hatch unlocked in the back.
뒤에 달린 작은 문이
Anything in
열렸다.
Mm-hmm. Part of a photograph.
금발에 분홍 옷을 입은 소녀가 있다. 사진 속 소녀는 밝은 분홍색 카세트 플레이어와 헤드폰을 쓰고 있다. 나머지 사진은 피피와 프레야다. 프레야의 방에 숨겨져 있었다.
There's something about that pink cassette tape. Something.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
그래, 파피한테 이거 물어봐. 파피. 어이. 무엇을
I need
숨기고
to
있는 거야?
confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
네가 녹음해서 준 거 아니야?
What kind of music is on this tape?
No idea. Acid jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Why
네가
not?
프레야한테 줬으니까?
Not my color.
너 염색한 거 아니야? 당신은 예전에 이런 색을
You
좋아했다.
used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette tape. Something that proves Poppy used to like these colors.
파피가 예전에 이런 색을 좋아했다는 증거. 사진에 있잖아요, 사진. 어이, 이거 너지?
Let's take a closer look at this.
이게 너야. 이 두 개의 연관성은 핑크지요? 핑크. 분홍색 카세트 테이프와 에? 뭐야? 분홍색 카세트 테이프는 사건 현장에서 발견된 것과 일치한다. 그리고 분홍색 카세트 플레이어는 오래된 사진에서 PP가 사용했던
The
거다.
pink cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Fifi in this old photo. Almost. Maybe just
아하.
change one.
그러면 네 방에서
The
찾았다.
pink cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player that was found in Poppy's room. Almost.
아이 또? 이거 아니라고? 아, 이 오래된 사진에서 근데 이거 지금 내가 찍었던 것들이 다 말이 되는 거긴 하잖아요. 다 말이 되는 건데?
That is not me.
Yeah, it is. I'll prove it.
너인 걸 증명해보마. 찢어진 사진. 착! 합쳐.
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up and then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward.
퍼피는 더 이상 예전 모습처럼 보이고 싶지 않은 거야.
Look like that anymore.
근데 왜?
That's it. Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
The passage of time is a powerful thing.
잘못 골랐나?
Hold on. This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
잘못 골랐나 봐.
Used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift. years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed. There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
근데 저게 추금기 채로 지금 금이 갔거든요? 뭐야, 이러면 다 물어본 거야? 혐의도 벌써 다 물어봤네? 이러면 이 악보는
It's
뭡니까?
fine.
선율을 좀
Can you
들려줘봐.
play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
에?
Do you know where those earmuffs came from?
I put them there.
Why?
I found them lying around.
바닥에 있는 걸
I think
봤다?
they belonged to Fitz. I put them on the statue so he'd see them. I thought they looked like headphones, like he's in the recording studio with his guitar. No?
If they do belong to Fitz, he hasn't taken them back yet. When did you find them?
This morning.
Where?
어?
I don't know, in a
잠깐만,
hallway.
그럼 말이 안 되는데?
Can't remember exactly.
피츠는 정원에 있었다 그랬잖아.
I don't know what that is.
Weird, considering we found it hidden in your room.
Well, my room is full of junk. There's probably a bunch of stuff hidden in there. I don't mean like... Please stop talking to me.
별로 말하고 싶지 않나 봐. 이러면은 지금 힌트를 여기 가서 얘한테도 하나 물어봐야겠다. 아, 애들 이름이 다 너무 헷갈리게 돼 있어. 너의
Is
혐의.
this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation.
일기를 잠가놓는 건 당연하지.
A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10.
So, there are secrets written in here?
어?
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
그러게 뭔가 이렇게 삐죽삐죽 튀어나왔는데? 어? 아! 진짜? 다른 누군가의 일기장이라고요? 아씨, 이 둘 중 하나인데? 아직 잘 모르겠는데? 이거 다른
It's
누군가 거야?
somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare.
일기장과
the
비교할
diary.
나서가 필요해.
Something to prove who
진짜
the
주인을
original
증명할 수
owner
있는 것.
was.
일기장의 주인을 증명할 수 있는 거? 그런 게 나한테 있어 지금? 근데 이게 일기장에 대해 가보라고 했던 게 이때쯤에 떴는데? 일기장과 직접 할 수 있는 거? 이거 아닌데? 일기장과 비교해 볼 수 있는 거? 전혀 모르겠는데요? 필체를 비교해 볼까? 필체 비교해보자. 필체 이걸로 해서 필체?
That's not it.
어? 아니래. 근데 요때쯤에 저게 떴거든?
That's not it. That's not it.
아니래.
That's not it.
그게 아니야. 일기랑 비교할 수 있는 거?
That's not it.
편지?
That's not it. That kind of makes sense, but no.
이게 말이 된다고요?
That's not it.
그거 이건가?
That kind of makes sense.
플로라가 연관이 있어야
That's
되나?
not it. That's not it.
여러분 여기 있는 거 다 한 거 아닙니까?
That kind of makes sense.
Let's take a closer look at this.
아! 여기 똑같네? 어이 똑같다 그러네 여기 사진에 비밀 일기장 이 파란색 책은 똑같은 거는 비밀 일기장 하지만 이건 프레이야 소유라는 걸 증명한다.
This blue book is the same
아,
thing
아, 아,
as the
아,
secret
아.
diary, which proves it belongs to
이거였구만.
Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
왜 그랬어? 피피는 왜 프레야의 일기를 숨겼을까? 여기 있는 걸 좀 보자. 개인적인 비밀이 프레야의 일기 속에 있었어. 그래서 잠근 거야. 근데 피피가 항상 의심한 게 본인의 비밀이 여기에 써져 있었다?
Fifi was always suspicious of personal secrets within Freya's diary. Almost. Maybe just change one.
하나만 바꿔봐. 피피가 의심했던 건 개인적 비밀이 아니야. 내 생각엔 이건 맞는 것 같고 얘를 바꿔야 하는 건가? 아니다. 피피를 하고
Fifi destroyed personal secrets within Freya's diary. Almost.
아씨
Maybe
아니래.
just change-
피피가 누구에게도 알리고 싶지 않았던 게
Fifi didn't want anyone
일기장
to
속에
see
있었다.
personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something,
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
그냥 결백을 증명하기 위해서?
might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most
가장
wise person
친절하고
I've
현명한
ever known.
사람이다?
All right, Fifi unlocked the diary.
Finally.
내용을 좀
What's
보자.
in there?
그게 다시 보인다. 이번엔 실제로. 나인가? 내가 그렇게 만든 건가? 그 그림을 찢어버려야 할 것 같다. 영혼 전달자는 성공이다. 장한 녀석. 이제 내겐 두 개가 있다. 둘이 더 필요해. 중앙으로 가는 길을 찾았다. 하프랑 비교하면 굉장히 단순했다. 그들을 모두 봤다. 다섯 모두. 눈을 모두 까맣게 그었다. 하지만 모든 것에도 불구하고 나는 아직 지켜야 할 약속이 있다. 나는 최선을 다할 것이다. 그녀에게는 동반자가 있어도 좋을 것이다. 그녀? 하프랑 비교하면 굉장히 단순했다? 하프라는 거는 맨 처음 내가 들어올 때 봤던 그 하프인가? 피치에 대해
Name, Fitzfellow. Age, 24. Profession, cryptobotanist. Likes soil, dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist? I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
얘 말이 맞는 것 같아.
Let's not see eye to eye, Fifi.
왜냐면
Do not.
유전자 변이를 일으키는 물을 계속 식물에 쓰면서 뭔가를 하려고 하고
So,
있거든요?
what's your problem with him?
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying
어?
a knife.
칼을 들고 몰래 포인터 탑으로 오고 있었다?
Poppy Pointer. Age, 19.
파피 포인터.
Profession, oh. Apparently, Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had of course originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost
오지
of
않는
Christmas
크리스마스
yet to come.
유령. 본인을 피아니스트라고 불리고 싶지 않았나 본데? 야, 왜 이렇게 물어볼 게 많냐?
Freya drew these,
Yeah, I think so. There's a note on the back.
but she never showed them to me.
Well, I think it was a gift for your mother, like a private thing between Freya and Flora.
This belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
No, I don't think so.
Well, who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
It's a telescope.
Oh, yes. It has a telescopic lens. It can only be used for looking at things that are far
그래, 이거
away.
PP방에 있는 망원경에 쓸 수 있을 것
The
같은데.
fruit here has a unique chemical makeup. It makes them completely pointless. Unless you wish to cut it down and sell it as a precious stone.
It's not edible.
그러니까 내 생각에도 이거를 그냥 보석으로 팔으면 그게 더 나은 것 같은데.
That blade.
It's a troll for gardening.
It is.
아니야, 내 생각에 이건 쓰는 흔적이 없는 것 같아.
Why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
What makes you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives in the music room. Who else would it be? An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
파피가 지금 관심 있는 거는 피츠 아니에요, 피츠?
What's wrong?
Earmuffs do not go on statues.
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
이미 누군지 알고 있어, 임마. 안 알려줘도 돼. 이미 알고 있다고. 얘한테도 좀 따져야겠어. 얘가 원래는 이 정원에 있었다고 하지 않았어요? 사건 당일?
A little chart of. Actually, I have no idea what it's about.
아, 근데 이거 지금 자세히
Kind
봐도
of
뭐
reminds me
없고.
of a periodic table. Kind of reminds me of a periodic table.
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
너 일로 와봐, 임마. 파피.
Poppy and I are friends.
Oh, I can buy that. Dark clothes, blue hair, an average of 3 words per sentence. Oh, you like 2 peas of pie.
She's
말을
very
길게
kind.
안 한다,
She has
이런
an interest
얘기지
in
뭐.
plants, unusual flowers mostly. I've been teaching her.
Right.
Is something wrong?
너 이 모종삽에 대해 얘기를 해봐.
Yeah.
Do you use it?
I keep all
내
my
생각에
tools
여기
in the
있는
greenhouse.
PP는
That wasn't what she
퍼피
asked.
포인터, 그리고 FF는 나는 PP인 줄 알았는데 FF가 PP가 아니고 피츠 펠로우의 약자인 것 같아.
What's with the broken glass? Poppy's piano music. I remember when she started learning. She's improved a lot since then.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
Right. Of course.
아니면 얘가 파피가
Those
피츠를
are mine,
만나고
the earmuffs.
변한
They
게
went missing
아닐까?
about a week ago.
What do you need earmuffs for?
I use them for gardening sometimes.
Why? You don't own a chainsaw, do you?
No. I wear them while I'm gardening and it stops people from trying to talk to me.
That's genius.
그러네. 말 못 걸게 하려고 길을 막아버리네.
No idea.
왜 다 모른다고 하냐? 그러면 따로 지금 혐의를 물어볼 때는 없죠. 혐의 물어볼 때는 없고 새로운 거 두고. 세 장. 얘가 페넬로페.
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with
아, 성우는 좀 별로다.
green, is that right?
내 취향이 아니야.
Your hair, dear. Which shade do you use? It's lovely. And that shape. You're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to
약간
offset the
멜론 세 개
Morris
달아놓은
beige
것
on
같지 않아요?
brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer. Pleasure.
아,
Is that
페니.
short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious.
페넬로피를
coming out
팬이라고
the mouth, don't you
부르네?
think?
Sure. Yeah.
본인에 대해 얘기를 해봐.
20-something. Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all
20대?
of my friends are birds.
Travel. Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tango Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him!
그 사람?
Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz.
아니,
He's not really the traveler.
근데 왜?
Fitz fellow.
근데 피치 펠로우는 왜
You're engaged to a
파피랑
member of
방이
the
연결돼
fellow
있지?
family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our 2 families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
일단 플로라에
A
대해
fellow bird
얘기해봐.
enthusiast. She's quite the expert, truth be told.
저
Studied them
플로라가
professionally at one point.
아까
I
그
think
새
her
이름이
father
뭐였지?
taught her.
플로라도
Are you
아까 새를
friends
좋아했어.
With Flora?
A little bit.
A little bit friends.
친하진
She's one for
않았구나.
peace and quiet. I dare say I'm a little too loud for her.
I
내가
can
보기에
see
너는
that.
말이 좀 많아.
I do admire her, though, really. Always felt like she could have done better than settle for Felix.
Ouch.
I said it.
일단
I
펠릭스.
must say, I really don't care for the den of self-delusion that he's retreated into. People are better off when they just let themselves be themselves. Between you and me, I think Felix is secretly rather miserable. She mostly ignores me, if I'm honest.
How come?
Well, we're not quite on the same intellectual level.
Oh. You don't need to.
Oh, no. It's quite all right. I'm comfortable with it.
얘가 좀 지적 수준이 떨어지나? 피피가 얘를 왜 무시하지?
Aviary. First thing in the morning, and paint the birds. Sometimes she'd ask me their names.
Freya was interested in studying bird species too?
No, just wanted to know their names. Isabelle, Clementine, Myrtle, Lysandre, Genevieve.
Got it, thanks.
For my 21st birthday, she gave me a framed painting. All the birds from a single spring, with their names written underneath. I can't begin to tell you how much I've treasured it.
Sounds like you two were close.
I feel like I always struggled to articulate my admiration for her. But she had a way of understanding unspoken things. Isn't he strapping?
He is
얘는 좀 비밀이 있는 것
And
같아, 피츠는.
so brooding.
kinda sulky, yeah.
I can never tell what's going on in that beautiful head of his.
It just sounds like you don't know him very well.
I'm never asking for your input.
명치 맞았어. 약혼자인데 잘 몰라.
Oh, did you talk to Poppy already?
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you make any notes of what she told you?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely. Burn them. It'll all be lies.
Why would Poppy lie to us?
Because that's what she does. She's a snake. Looks like one too.
살짝 뱀 느낌이 나긴 하더라고.
Penny?
아까부터 계속 보는데 나루토에 나오는 오로치마루 느낌이 살짝 나더라고요.
Oh, she's beautiful. Who is she? Wait. Is that me?
얘 살짝 소시오패스 끼가
She's
있는데?
the most unsavory little. She was incredibly rude about my appearance.
Which part? The giant bird arms or...
If I were her, I'd go easy on the judgment of others. I mean, look at her. She looks like the ghost of a scarecrow. I just wish Uncle Pointer would tell her to behave herself.
Professor Pointer? Why him?
Oh, It was Uncle that called her in. She's his
아,
responsibility. Did
그
you
탐정이 말한
not know that?
클라이언트가 포인터 교수인가? 걔였네. 근데 여기도 다 물어봐야 되잖아. 씨, 너무
It's
많아.
probably quite impressive. To a visitor, fresh eyes and all that.
Not to you.
Try living in it for 20 years. The sheen wears off. If it wasn't for my fits, I'd have little reason to stay.
What about inheritance? You're the next oldest pointer after your uncle, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much. for
나이가
raising
많다
it
그래서
like
빈정
that.
상했나봐.
But no, any money left in the Pointer family will pass down directly to
파피한테?
Poppy.
왜?
Is that fair?
I couldn't care less to be
그게
perfectly honest.
서열이나 뭐 그런 게 있나? 학렬이 좀 다른가?
Finally, I get to see a detective's case file.
That's a very specific thing to be excited about.
Well, only last week I asked that miserable Hawkshaw woman if I could see her case notes.
I'm guessing she said no.
Would have been much more polite if she had just said no. Instead, she was quite rude to me. Accused me of being, what was it? A
얄팍한
shallow
선정주의자?
sensationalist. I'm sure I've read about this creature somewhere. Don't remember anything about him playing the harp, though.
저 하프에 대한 힌트 빨리 얻어야 되는데.
Who penned this juicy little number?
We don't know. It's not signed.
An anonymous letter? Classic clue. I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling. Don't you think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an inescapably haunting presence, bless her.
이 그림에도 양쪽에 화분이 있는데 플로라 방 가면은
That's rather sad.
저게 하나밖에 없던 것 같은데 화분이.
Freya doesn't take very good care of her paints, does she? But then she was always rather bohemian, had her own priorities. Poppy's
spunky.
gramophone. She's had it for a long time. As a young child, she'd
3분의 1
call
했어.
it her mama
조금만 더
phone
물어보면 돼.
on account of it belonging to her mother.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable.
끼키야 이 밑에 줄
Terrible.
꽉 채우는 걸로 끝나겠지 단서는.
3 different pinks. Obscene.
얘 핑크 싫어하나 보다.
Gaudy old thing, isn't it? Flora seems very fond of it. I've never understood why. But then I could say the same thing about her husband.
Heyo.
얘는 펠릭스를 진짜 싫어하는구나.
A bit vain to carve wooden figurines of oneself, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, that little red and white one is supposed to be a bird of some kind.
이게 플로라가 좋아하는 새잖아요.
Freya was very talented, even at that age.
Do you know how old this photo is?
Not sure. Must be a couple of years at least. Sometime before Fiona settled on her current style. I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is? In the photo?
난 이미 알아.
Absolutely no idea.
근데 나는 이게 이해가 안 가. 왜 하피인 걸 애들이 말 안 해주지?
Very nice.
You've seen these before?
Yes.
All of them.
잠깐만.
Even this one of
하피한테 피치가 장미 주는 걸 얘가 봐버렸네?
Somebody taking an interest in extinct animals.
Extinct.
Oh, yes. The book is very old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird though? The ink dip.
This one, well, it was thought to be extinct for a long time. Then one was found here at
오,
탱글타워.
탱글타워에서 한 마리가
So
발견됐대.
it's not extinct.
You misunderstand. It was.
아, 근데 한 마리 남았으면 사실 멸종이지 뭐.
very
번식을 못 하잖아요.
fast.
Oh.
Ooh, a secret diary.
That's our guess too.
Excellent.
다 박아. 조금만 보면 돼.
It's that bird. But these must have been drawn at least a year ago. Oh, how sad. I don't know what that is. Ooh, delightful. More of a
이거 보여주면 얘
gemstone than
발작하는 거
fruit,
아니야?
isn't it?
Inedible too.
지금 여기 파피 포인터랑
Yes.
피치
At one point I
피치
thought Fitz might be
펠로우
growing them
하트
to
돼 있잖아.
sell them. But honestly, I think he just likes the way they look. Oh, did Fitz show you that?
Not exactly.
We found it hidden under his bed.
Ah, right.
어,
Haven't
별로
seen
화 안
this one
내네요.
in a while. He lives in the music room, doesn't he?
Currently.
2개 남았어.
Looks a little simple for Poppy, doesn't it? I thought she was a grade 12 or something.
I didn't know there were that many grades.
I'm sure they invented some new ones just for her.
어? 왜 파피를 위해서 학년을 더 만들지? 다 봤죠? 어제 뭐 했는지만 들어보면 돼.
And headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there. Crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That and he has a great deal of work to do every day. Watering, pruning, mulching,
어?
whatever that
부초가
is.
뭐야?
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4.
400마리?
In truth, it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course. And they often do.
아니 새가
But
식인
I think they just like the company.
육식한다고요? 독수리야?
As do I.
됐다. 진술.
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room.
세장을 떠나서 방으로 가고 있었다.
In the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone
Fellow
up
top?
the fellow tower.
아,
Ran
이게
up the stairs, hoping to catch
플로라
up with him.
방으로 올라갈 때
Felix
그때
appeared and
상황이구나.
blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom.
어, 뭐야?
He looked rather lost too.
네가 왜 피치방에서 나와?
Told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower
아, 근데
room.
처음에
See
얘가
from the hallway. The door was off its hinges.
얘가 맨 처음에 나한테 말할 때도 건너편 방에 들어갔었다고 말을
A moment
했었어.
later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz too, standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I
근데 지금
both
여기
returned to our rooms
그림에도
in
여기
Pointer Tower.
오른쪽에 화분이 없어요. 그렇지? 이 방을 좀 확인해
We
봅시다.
can get into Penny's room now.
Now, like,
나중에 이
Right
방
now.
확인 안 했어.
Bird diagrams.
they're beautiful. Someone will. I don't like mirrors.
How do you get your
I do by weight. I can feel if once.
bird diagrams?
They're beautiful. Someone will.
My little writing desk.
There's nothing written in the book.
Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful. Someone will.
여기 아닌데?
Those little
양쪽에 다
windows down there.
철창이 있는데?
I think they're there for draining.
Oh. And especially fancy.
And it's home to 3 especially
특히나
fancy
화려한
birds.
세 장. 장식이 되어 있는 무거운 세 장 안에 있는 밝은 색의 3마리 새. 세 마리 새? 이 3마리가 혹시 그건가? 프레야랑 피피랑 파피를 의미하는 건 아니겠지?
Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful. Someone will. I don't like
How
them.
do you get
I do it by weight. I can feel it. They're bird cages. But the birds are.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is. They're bird cages. But the birds are.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
A rather magnificent book.
There's a letter P carved into the side.
이 포인터 가문이니까
There's
P라고
a letter
써있겠지
P
뭐.
carved into the side.
그러면 여기 나가서 퍼피방. 여기가 퍼피방이고 그럼 여기가 포인터가 있는 방이 여긴가 보다. 페니방, 페넬로페 방. 요거다.
That's some flower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
어? 특이한 모양을 한 밝은 색깔했고 매우 건강하며 잘 돌본 것처럼 보인다. 화분의 토양은 신선하고 축축해 보인다. 게다가 색이 비정상적으로 푸르다. 그럼 이건 피츠가 준 화분인 것 같은데?
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them. It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds?
자세히 봐봐요. 어?
They're wooden.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
아... 이거 색 섞는 거 아니야? 이 색깔이 나오려면 요렇게 섞으면 되나? 빨강 초록을 해야 노랑이 나오는 거 아니에요? 그리고 요렇게? 근데 이렇게 되면 흰색이 안 나오는데?
Nope.
There must be some logic, something to do with those white lines.
내 생각엔 이렇게 교배를 해서 이게 나와야 되거든? 근데 초빨 하면 노랑이 나오는 건 맞잖아. 근데 마지막에 얘가 섞여서 이 색깔이 나오는 게 맞거든요?
Nothing.
I think the birds are related to each other.
빨초가 노랑 아니야? 빨초가 노랑이 맞아. 근데 노파 하면 황토색 나오고 이렇게
I guess
It's a
that's
family tree. You'll need to start with blue and yellow at the top.
맨 위는 파랑과 노랑으로 시작해라고? 맨 위를 파랑과 노랑으로 시작하라고? 이게 눈? 방금 눈 모시기 말을 했는데 제대로 안 들어서 못 봤어. 이렇게인가?
I guess that's
It's a
wrong.
family tree.
색깔과 눈을 조합해서 가계도가 내려가는 거야.
You'll need to start with blue and yellow at the top.
색깔과 눈을 조합해라? 그럼 이렇게인데? 따닥. 그럼 예언눈이랑 이렇게 해야 되나?
I guess that's
It's a
wrong.
family tree. The colors you'll need to start with blue and yellow at the top.
맨 위는 파랑과 노랑. 파노 해갖고 초록이 나오겠죠. 이렇게 돼야 되나?
I guess that's
It's a
wrong.
family. You'll need to start.
잠깐만, 이렇게?
I guess that's
It's a
wrong.
family tree. The colors
색깔과
and eyes
눈을
combine
조합해서
as they go down
가계도가
the family. You'll need
내려간다.
to start with blue and
파랑과
yellow at the
노랑.
top.
파랑이랑 노랑을 섞으면은 뭐가 나와? 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 1 이렇게 되나?
I guess that's
It's a
wrong.
family tree. You'll need to start with blue and yellow at the top.
이게 맞는 것 같은데? 이렇게 하고 이렇게 섞으면 이게 나오고 이렇게 하면 이게 나오고
I got it.
그렇지. 왜냐면 이렇게 섞어야 초록이 연해지고 이거랑 빨강 해야 어두운 색이 나오니까 눈은 모르겠고
Did the door open? What's in?
구겨진 종이 Now I will get her. 분노에 차 휘갈겨쓴 표에 메시지가 있다. 이 시대가 그녀를 갖겠어. 꽃잎은 옥상 정원에서 자라는 빨간 장미에서 떨어진 거다.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
A little tea set.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed. A little bedtime reading.
Let's see. Romance novels, detective. And
What?
this one appears to be both.
Nice.
Traveling cases.
Empty.
로맨스 추리소설? 그러면 지금 나온 쪽지를 얘한테 보여줘봐. 어이, 이 쪽지 뭐지?
That's rather strange now, isn't it?
We found it in your room.
네 방에서 나온 거야.
Lying around, was it?
아니
No.
아니.
You'd hidden it, but we found it.
We do that.
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
정말 그렇게 생각해? 다 알아내는
Yes,
방법이
my-
있어. 조사하면 다 나와.
My flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
아니야,
Do
이거
you at least
최근까지 물을
like
줬는데?
the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it?
Between you and me, I think it's a little vulgar.
뭔 소리야? 나만 못 알아들은 거야?
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you? Why do you keep them in a cage?
그러네, 다른
They
새들은
need
거의 다 왔다
special
갔다 하는데.
diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
아우씨, 다 T로 시작하네.
I've already forgotten all three of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest. Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense
아니,
of
그렇게
rhythm.
설명하면 어떻게 알아?
Cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? He's just my hat.
아, 이거
He doesn't have a
모자였어?
name. Who would name their hat?
그러면 이 쪽지를 이번에는
There's something about the report of Fitz going
그래.
up Pointer Tower.
피치가 포인터 탑에 올라간 거에 대한 보고 말인데 뭔가
Let's
수상해.
ask him about it.
피치한테 가서 그 쪽지도 같이 물어보자.